Alright, here we are. We're back on the 1968 Airstream Ambassador project. And just trying to get some work done before this hurricane comes in. So, anyways, the door is pretty leaky, and I had a theory about it, and I tried it out, and it actually worked okay. Worked actually really well. So, I figured I'd show it here. What happened to this door is that it's a suicide door. It came open while it was in transit, and which happens to a lot of these, and people have asked me about how to fix that, because what happens is when it slaps against the side, the door flattens out. So you know the door's curved, just like the side of the Airstream. And essentially, when it slaps against the side, the centrifugal force of it actually makes the door flat. And then what happens is it looks fine, you know, you're happy that it looks not damaged, but it actually is damaged. And the reason it's damaged is because now it's flat and it won't conform back to the shape that it's supposed to. So it won't sit flat against the body, and then it leaks at the top and it gaps at the bottom because it's too flat. So I had this stripped down so all the structure's off of it. So it's about as flimsy as it can be. And then I put this just ratcheting strap around it. And what I did was I put a little bit of tension on it. And I pick a fixed point, and I measured to that fixed point. So it's about 4 inches right now. So this, when I started off, was at about 3.5 inches. So I added about a 1/2 inch of deflection to the curve of this, to the arch of this. And what you do is you just go up you just ratchet this up as hard as you can, and then it's going to pull the door in the opposite direction in which it was struck. So this pulling becomes almost like its own strike, but really subtle and over the whole width of the door. So you do that, and you basically ratchet it up to about 5 inches is what we were doing. Like, I don't want to go that far again because I actually have it perfect now, so I don't want to shock it one more time. But I'd ratchet it up to about 5 inches, and at that point I would let it go. Now be careful, because there's a lot of energy in there. This is a giant spring. I mean, it's a spring with a spring on it. So when you do that, it's going to be very loud. It'll be a lot louder than that. So, anywho, it worked. It totally reformed the door back to its original arch shape. And I did it like 5 times to achieve the original curve. And then I went inside, and what you do is you close the door, and then you measure between the door jamb and the door. So you measure the margin at the middle, and you measure the margin at the top and bottom. And as soon as that's all the same, then you know that that's where it needs to be. So now this thing has got a nice close against the whole edge of the door. Now, I mean, when I started off, it was like sticking out about a 1/2 inch. So that's it. So that's the crazy, stupid, easy fix to these doors being bent. All right, good luck. Thanks. Bye.